versions of songs you hear on the radio, but they're acoustic.
Oh,
and,
nice.
You know, they're done. Have you not listened to it?
Well, my dad really loves KGSR, so I gave it to him.
Would you want your own? I'll give it to you.
No, thank you.
Anyway, it's a great CD.
Cool. Yeah, I enjoy listening to those collections every time I'm in my dad's car. He's always
if you can.
It's a bonding thing.
I don't know.
All right.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna get this show on the road. Thanks for coming in the glorious rain, with every other thing in Austin going on right at this day. Like, you're spending it with us, so yay.
For those of you who are new, Jordan and you, are you going to perform for us today?
I mean, yeah, baby,
okay,
why not?
great. Well, we do have it being recorded, so if you don't want to be recorded, just let us know. They have, Malvern Books has a blog that they put the recordings up on, so you can watch it and share it with people. Okay, who wants to go first? Milton went to the
Not
bathroom.
everyone
There's a rush to this day.
Yeah. I told Milton he was first, but he ran off.
Not so coincidental, maybe.
Yeah, maybe he's putting on a costume. You never know.
You never know. Or taking something off. I mean,
You met that too.
If he doesn't come back, I'm happy to go. But I have a feeling he might be, getting ready.
He might be. Yeah.
well,
Jody Nelson.
There you go.
For anything? No? Okay. You want to go first?
We're kind of counting on you.
Yeah.
we pretty much waited for
Pretty much been
you.
decided.
Can I let my hands dry? Can y'all tell a few jokes?
I don't have any jokes.
Tell some Southwest jokes.
Oh my goodness.
Why did the
Hipster walks into a Starbucks.
But why did the man cross the street to go to South by Southwest?
Okay, I got one.
Okay.
How many hipsters does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
That's a really high number. You've probably never heard of it before.
Just make that up.
No.
That's a good one.
That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey. You ready, Milton?
Yeah. I can either I could do a number of things for y'all. Is this like the stupid human tricks thing?
I think it's just play your guitar.
Whatever you want it to be.
I mean, I'll let y'all decide. I could play my shaker for y'all if y'all.
That was my shaker.
Oh yeah, that's your shaker.
I can play shaker for you.
I brought the Bible, the white Bible here today. It's very nervous opening the Bible. Wow. How are y'all doing? What kind of song do y'all want to hear? I just kind of make
Do
up.
you write your own stuff? Do you
Yeah.
cover people?
I just write stuff. How about just like a rock and roll song?
Something that you wrote. Play the one you practiced this morning.
Okay.
Because that should be really good.
Yeah, because you practiced.
I know you gotta get into it, you know? Are y'all into it?
Yeah.
Alright, so this is a song called Just a Shutaway that I wrote. Ready?
Yes.
So that's the opening, yeah.
All right, do another one.
Do another one?
Yeah, do another one.
Really? I don't know, I'm not
Did you
feeling
practice
it.
another one?
That cover thing.
They got a kind of an out of tune note there. You hear that? Okay, I'll do another one. Do you want me to come back later, Carrington?
No, no, do
Oh,
it.
yeah, and come back later.
Oh, okay. I wrote this back in the 80s. No, really. I was dating April, and so I just decided to write this song. Is that all right with you?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is your show, dude.
All right, so this is how it goes. I never played this standard now.
It's a little different, right?
All right, here we go. Don't ask me what you know is true. Don't have to tell you I love your precious heart. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. We could live for 1,000 years, but if I hurt you, I make wine from your tears. I told you that we could fly, 'cause we all have wings, but some of us don't know why they are. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. What's that?
What group did that song?
Those are Rolling Stones.
Oh.
Excess.
Yes. I really love that song.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all noticed, I was a little nervous because I felt like Michael Hutchinson had jumped in me. Like, so I was nervous about that the whole time. Like,
Something.
He
was kind of unstable.
yeah, I think I felt it right there.
All right, who wants
Thanks,
to go
Milton.
next? Yeah, thanks, Milton.
All good.
All right.
What is your,
David.
all right, Dave? Something
I'm-
exciting for us.
I'll introduce myself then.
Okay.
I'm David Borden, and I've known Celia for a long time. And that's how I
recognized your name when you said it. You live near her, don't you?
used to.
You used to,
We
okay.
used to be neighbors
Yeah.
a million years ago,
And you
and
had the chalkboard.
I had the chalkboard car.
told
Oh my
me about
God!
it.
Do you remember the chalkboard
I
car?
remember
The
that.
infamous
Oh, wait,
chalkboard
you took guitar
car.
at the Parkwoods.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. That was me. That was
Yeah.
a different life
See, I
back
never
then.
met you, but I know all the stories about you.
That's great. Well, wow.
Tell us about the chalkboard car before you start.
It was
So yeah,
supposedly-
about 3,000 years ago, I had a car. So this is what happened. I returned from living abroad. My wife and I lived in Morocco for 5 years. And we had a child over there named Savannah who had significant disabilities. And we came back to the States and we didn't have any money. And so I had to buy a car. And I was in Denton, where my wife's parents live. And I went down to Arlington with a friend of mine because I saw this ad in the paper for a Lincoln Town Car, 1988 Lincoln Town Car. Huge, big steel, beautiful boat of a car. And I went down to get it, and the guy was really interesting. He was sitting in an empty house in the garage, talking on his cell phone a lot. And he had this beautiful Argentinian accent. And I took the car for a ride. And, I know you're wondering when do I get to the chalkboard part, but I'm getting there. But I have to tell this story first so you can understand the car, the beauty of this car. So I take it for test drive and I get out, and my friend and I were looking in the car and kicking the tires and everything. We open the trunk, and the trunk is huge. And we're just joking, and we say, you know, how many bodies do you think will fit in the trunk? And the guy says, oh, he's talking on the phone the whole time, right? He pulls his cell phone away and says, oh, it holds 3. Take it. So I bought the car. Anyway, it was just totally trashed out, this car. I guess it had been used by the mafia for years to dispose of bodies. And so I painted it with chalkboard paint, the whole car, chalkboard paint. So it was a big chalkboard. So it was a big Lincoln Town Car, 88 Lincoln Town Car with the big grill and everything, you know. And I would take it around to things, and kids would draw on it.
That's cool.
And they loved it. They would, I'm the chalkboard guy! Oh, and I was so sad to get rid of it because I had to, and I had Savannah's car seat back then she could ride in a car seat. I'd strap her in real good and she could ride in a car seat. And I had lettered on the side, her window, I'd written president. And so everywhere we went, she was the president. And I had to give it up so I could get a wheelchair van. But anyway, wow, that's funny that you know that. That was a long time ago. So I actually brought 2 little vignettes. These are little stories about Savannah, my disabled daughter. And I wanted to read one of them just because I like it, and then the other one because it's very appropriate for actually what happened to me today. So, and I'm going to keep that story to myself. I don't want to tell that one. So I'm going to start with that one and then move on to the other one. So these are real short little vignettes. And the first one doesn't really have a title. Time to take my 16-year-old daughter, my significantly disabled daughter, to her annual endocrinology visit. Makes me depressed just thinking about it. I really don't need to tell you about the visit. To get an idea of my experience, all you need to do is go to Yelp.com to see the comments about specialty for children. Many comments began something like this: I read the other reviews and I see I'm not alone. Anyway, this time they surprised me. They did a good job of getting us to a room quickly, but asked us to fill out a book of paperwork. They preempted my question as to why there was so much with, because we've moved to a new computer system and we have to input the information again. You know, that doesn't instill confidence in my daughter's medical records. I resist saying, so you know it's 2015. You don't have to start all over. You can just migrate the information. A 12-year-old with a laptop could probably do the job for you, and it would only cost you a Mountain Dew and some comic books. This is just the way patients are treated by the medical industry. They don't care enough to not inconvenience us. I guess they figure our lives suck anyway. In the examination room, the assistant asked the same questions that were in the book of papers on my lab. They were standard. Finally, she got to the awful ones. Was she full term? Yes. Was she C-section or natural birth? Natural. Were there any complications at birth? I burst into laughter. That's a funny question. I said without emotion. She waited for my response. I gave none. I held Savannah's hand while she drooled onto her bib. We sat for a long, quiet, uncomfortable time. She stopped asking questions. The other assistant apologized and they left the room quickly. I have told Savannah's story so many times that I wish to tell it no more. That story belongs to me and Savannah, and we shouldn't have to continue telling it to people whose only regard for us is completing a form or to satisfy their own morbid curiosity. We do have some dignity left. One way we are abused by the medical system is we are made to tell our story and relive the trauma over and over. Not because we need to tell it, but because the system is lazy. We are supposed to strip naked before these bureaucrats and scrubs, these voyeurs, these dementors who've come to steal our experiences. We, the family, should get to decide who hears our story and on what terms. We must guard our stories and only tell them to people who are worthy of their power. Endocrinology had their opportunity to collect that story, which they did years ago. Now, because they're too lazy or incompetent to migrate that story to their new system, I shouldn't have to slog through it. I refuse to be beat with my own tail, made to look at its ugly guts yet again. I brought a book because wait times at endo are long, which is another way doctors exert their power. I read aloud to Savannah, who smiled while I read. She loves my voice, and I love reading to her. She is the most beautiful and appreciative audience. I like to tell her stories. She is worthy of them. The doctor finally came and apologized for her tardiness. She said we needed blood work. I told her what a fiasco that was last time, and she apologized again. When the appointment was finished, I said to the doctor, "You seem to be trying to do better. I appreciate that. At least now you apologize." I used to tell people that the purpose of endocrinology was to give parents like me a doctor's office to hate more than neurology. And that's quite a feat because they truly suck. She said, "We know. We've been trying to get better. We've seen the reviews on Yelp." "Good," I said. "I wish you success with that. But we're still not going to do our blood work here. I'm not an idiot."